Today, we will explore Book 2 of Marcus Aurelius Meditations. This book is where Marcus really begins to delve into some of the core principles of Stoicism, particularly focusing on mindfulness, self-control, and the importance of aligning ourselves with the natural order of the universe. Let's dive in by first understanding the main theme of Book 2, mindfulness and control. Marcus Aurelius was the Roman emperor, but he constantly reminded himself of the transient nature of life. He realized that despite all his power, the one thing he could truly control was his own mind. This book is filled with reflections on how to live with mindfulness, focusing on what is within our control and accepting the world as it is. Let's start with his thoughts on the fleeting nature of life. Marcus emphasizes that life is short, and we must live with an awareness of this. He writes, "Remember how long you have been putting this off, how many times you have been given a period of grace by the gods and not used it. It is high time to perceive the nature of the universe to which you belong, and of that controlling power whose offspring you are, and that there is a limit circumscribed to your time. If you do not use it to clear away your clouds, it will be gone, and you will be gone, and the opportunity will not return." Meditations 2.4. What Marcus is telling us here is that we often delay what's most important. He urges us to wake up to the reality that time is limited and that we need to align our actions with the greater purpose of life, rather than getting caught up in distractions. Next, Marcus discusses the importance of living in accordance with nature. For the Stoics, this means understanding that everything that happens is part of the natural order. Here's a key quote: "Let your thoughts dwell on what you have as one who is setting out from this life, and disregard the rest. Why fret yourself needlessly? If a thing is not in your power, how can it trouble you?" Meditations 2.2. Marcus is reminding us that we should focus on the present and what we have right now, rather than worrying about things outside our control. This is a core Stoic belief, accepting the things we cannot change and finding peace in that acceptance. This brings us to one of the most important Stoic principles, focusing on what you can control. Marcus writes, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." Meditations 2.17. This quote is profound because it flips our perspective on obstacles. Marcus is saying that the challenges we face are not just barriers, they are opportunities for growth. By focusing on our response to these challenges, something within our control, we turn obstacles into stepping stones. Finally, let's talk about inner peace and self-discipline. Marcus emphasizes that inner peace comes not from the external world, but from how we choose to think about it. He says, "The soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts." Meditations 2.5. In other words, our thoughts shape our reality. If we allow negative or irrational thoughts to dominate, our inner peace will be disturbed. But if we discipline our minds to focus on rational and positive thoughts, we can maintain tranquility regardless of external circumstances. So, what can we learn from Book 2 of Meditations? Marcus Aurelius teaches us that life is fleeting, and the only true control we have is over our own minds. By living mindfully, focusing on what we can control, and practicing self-discipline, we can achieve a state of inner peace. These principles are not just for philosophers, they're practical tools we can use in our everyday lives.